come on. Alright, so we are going to be going live with some modern blue-black mill. Um, Tonight we're playing one of my good friend Matt's favorite archetypes, which is mill. Um, I'm a big fan of playing decks that don't allow people to play Magic, so things like Lantern Control and mill feels very much the same. If you ask Matt his favorite memory in life, it's probably back when I first started playing in Zendikar block, and Archive Trap was printed, and he was able to. Oh, gotta make sure you got that logo out. He was able to hit 4 Archive Traps on me in one turn to mill me for I think it was like 52 cards. So I was playing Greg Wesco's White Weenie deck with Stepping Links and a bunch of fetch lands, and so I go turn 1 fetch, play Stepping Links, and he goes, and okay, in response, 4 Archive Traps. So, like, almost turn 1 kill on mill. I mean, it's about as close as you can get. Maybe if he had like a 1-drop mill spell, then it would be his turn 1 kill, but yeah, it was not a fun experience, and as a whole, mill is one of those decks that's incredibly frustrating, but has the potential to be good. So I want to test it out, see how it stands in the current format. There's some aspects of the format that make it really good. We have a triple surgical extraction in the main deck, and there's a lot of decks that are playing with their graveyard currently, so we get to exile things from their graveyard and maybe neuter combo aspects. We get collective brutality in our main deck versus control decks, and Search Canta and Ashiok's a really good threat against control decks. Ensnaring Bridge and Damnation, and we have Fatal Push, Murderous Cut for a lot of interaction. The reason I'm starting to think Mill is getting close to being a pretty decent deck. I'm still not sure it's like a tier 1, but I think it's a pretty safe tier 2. Is unlike previous versions of Mill, we had to run a lot of like pretty weak Mill cards or cards that cost a lot of mana, such as Mind Funeral costs 3. That's a lot of mana to spend in Modern. You really don't need to run as many mill cards in the Modern deck. So you have Hedron Crab, which is good at just kind of chump blocking. Glimpse, Mesmeric Orb, Glimpse mills 10. Hedron Crab, Landfall mills 3. Orb, every time a permanent becomes untapped, that player mills some, so it also helps us mill some. And the reason we kind of want to mill a little bit is we have Manic Scribe. So when it comes to play, they mill 3 at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. If I have Delirium, they mill 3 more. So it just kind of slowly grinds opponents out. The sideboard looks like it's a pretty strong sideboard for a lot of the metagame. So I feel pretty confident that this is going to be a strong deck, depending on what decks we play against. There's certain metagames where everybody's a kind of fair and grindy, where I might just get run out, or really aggressive linear decks that can be really tough. If there's any like Emrakul decks, those decks are tough because I have to mill them twice. I have to surgical Emrakul the first time. So we want to kind of avoid Through the Breach Emrakul lists or Sun and Moon red-white deck. But I think overall this deck has a lot of decent matchups, especially like Hollow One and Bridgevine going. I don't want to give them a bunch of those cards right off the bat, but they're also like making their deck fairly small for me. Yeah. Turn this guy around. Alright, so we're going to join the match. Alright. I want to let it be known, I have not won a dice roll since my stream last week. I did not win a single dice roll in the stream last week, I don't believe. Didn't win a single dice roll at FNM, and then at the PPTQ play this weekend, did not win a dice roll. So, life is back to the way it's supposed to be. We'll keep this one. Get some music going for myself. Serum Visions. So this is either Storm or Blue-White Control. What was that? Yeah, this guy. He's got some good music. Alright, so we're going to play this. Popped you off? Twitch did, or our internet did? That's the question. That also sounds bad. No, that was a terrible experience playing that. Blue-red. So this is very possibly Storm, but it's weird for them not to have a turn 2 play. Maybe they're holding Remand open. So we really want to find our Surgical Extraction, and this Ensnaring Bridge is pretty worthless. I'm going to take this island. And we're going to Visions. This also could be blue-red, like Deceiver Exarch. You expect nothing less. You can hope all you want, my man. Could be blue-red like Deceiver Exarch. I kind of want to slam the search. Let's just go Manic Scribe. If you had Patreon this deck, Mac, maybe. Oh, that like terrifying Jason mode, perfect for this deck. Perfect. All right, so they're deciding if this is worth remanding. They probably should. Seems like a great spell to remand. Interesting. Yeah, alright, so this is just like a blue-red tempo list. They're going to either try to through the Breach and Emrakul, which is what we don't want to see, or they're Kiki-Jiki Deceiver Exarchs. Upside against, as opposed to the Nahiri matchup, they can't discard their Emrakul very easily, and so we don't really, that's kind of what we want. Put those cards in your graveyard. Need to find a land. Very important. We're hoping they fetch, because then this Visions should be turned on. It's disappointing. Oh, they're gonna wait. Man, you just stop. You just stop right there. Ooh, Superman. We definitely don't want to slam Ashiok into like a mana leak. I think I feel comfortable playing this search out because I want to hold up Visions, and I don't think that we're really going to be leaning on this bridge. Alright, let's see if we can see some information about what they're paying for. Oh, wait, cancel. We have to wait for them to finish searching. Lands are overrated. That's why Hearthstone just gives you lands every turn. Yeah, remand this thing. We're gonna archive trap them and see if we can figure out if they're on the Through the Breach version or Deceiver Exarch's better because this Fatal Push is actually pretty good. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so now we have this Visions of the Beyond, which is going to be really good. Exactly. Some Hearthstone, I gotta go to the Pro Tour. Never let go of that. I agree. Bitter is as bitter does. I really don't want to crack this fetch, because if they go Deceiver Exarch, I want to be able to crack the fetch land to get Revolt and kill it, so we're going to actually keep the fetch. Just play this Darkslick Shores and play the Search again. They might remand it. They don't have a Snapcaster remand. Okay. Come on. A thing in the ice build? Oh, that's true. That has been popping back up, hasn't it? Man, get out. Nope, it's that one. Now I wish I would have played this bridge at some point earlier. That hurts. Like, the one thing I wanted to avoid was Emrakul matches. At the beginning of the step, sacrifice it. This is like the one thing I wanted to avoid. We could have hoped, but unfortunately, it's like the one thing we didn't want to see. Well, at least we draw this. Alright, so the problem is we fall right into bolt range. Yeah, we're just dead. Because we can't like do this and fetch. Like, let's see. Well, knowing they're on that, these fatal pushes and this murderous cut aren't very good. We do want bridge. Damnation's not very good. No, like the only thing we didn't want to play against was Emrakul, and that's what we get round 1. So we can extirpate. I want this to spell. Take out this Crypt Incursion. I think this is like the best situation we got. Yeah, let's just do this. You're supposed to be rooting for me here, not against me. This is like always how this goes. Round 1. Alright, I just don't want to play this tonight. That's my goal. Just don't play against Emrakul. Round 1. Emrakul, of course. No, it's not running Leyline in the board. This is just one I found that had done something. Let's see where this one came from. This 5-0 to competitive league by somebody. Hey, thanks for the sub, Dark Link. Let's see. Yeah, I want to play first. Alright. No Emrakul, 1 dime. Breach is an instant, right? Isn't through the breach an instant? Let's see. Alright, so yeah, we'll keep this one. Yeah! Ooh! Dispel. Gas. Yeah, I know, right? If I would have just slammed that that bridge. Yeah. Alright. We probably will cycle this Visions of Beyond. I'm not really super concerned about getting a lot of value off of it. I just want to like get through my deck and find the answers that are needed. Ooh, that's a perfect draw. Yeah, but we're going to play multiple bridges. Don't worry about it over there. Mill 3. We're going sack. Do this. We're going to pay the 2 life. Mill 3. They're boarding into Young Pyromancer plan. Hopefully that means they board it out through the breach, because it'd be weird to bring in Young Pyromancer plan. So next turn we can glimpse them or we can orb. I'm not lucky like Matt Dimitruk. I don't get all my archive traps in my opening hand. I mean, get out of here, Young Pyromancer. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Mill 3. Let's see what they're working with. I don't either. I'm trying to think what they would board out for these Young Pyromancers. So I want to play Orb here because until I have a way to interact with Emrakul, I really don't want to glimpse them because that doesn't really gain me anything. My way I'm interacting with this Emrakul is either they have to have it in hand or I have to draw like an extirpate. So I need to make sure that I have gas for afterwards. Proper amount of luck. How does one obtain luck? Tiny Leaders, man. R.I.P. That was fun. I'll take 2. Well, they kept in their bolts. I guess they had the flame slashes earlier. Keep fetching without me having these archive traps. Yep. Alright, well, we can block some of these dudes. Alright, so ask the Irish. So I need more 4-leaf clovers. I was going to say Lucky Charms, and that sounds delicious. So that could be another option. Need more Lucky Charms. Oh, there goes an extirpate. No, that's pretty good. I don't have the mana to... I don't think I want to run this Ashiok out there yet. My goal is going to be to EOT or Beer. That also works. I think I'm going to end a turn, blow up a Steam Vents, so that way I can play Ashiok and have Dispel. Yeah, that sounds like the better plan. Alright, sounds delicious. I think I saw somewhere not that long ago that they have like where you could just buy Lucky Charms, just the bags of the marshmallows. That's what I want. That's the life I want to live. Just bowls of marshmallows. Every time they have to mill one, it's like really tense. Because I'm waiting to see the squid fall in. Yep, you got it. Okay, so we get to block one of these guys, take 3. Gotta keep an eye out for like snap bolt situations. This is true. Alright, so we're gonna blow up the steam vents. We want to save the other field of ruin to blow up a desolate lighthouse. Because if they get an Emrakul in hand, we don't want them to be able to pitch it. Yeah, I want to dispel that. I want my crab to stay intact. Be interesting if they remand this dispel. Okay. Alright, yeah, so they have the Through the Breach there. A surgical or an extirpate on that Through the Breach should be really good. Archive Trap is okay. Let's see if they got a counterspell for this Ashiok. Remand this. Okay, so we're going to Archive Trap them. There's a possibility they've drawn this Emrakul by now. So we're probably going to remand them. Or we're probably going to Archive Trap them now. Things are close enough to where I need to go and just do something to try to establish the game. Logic Knot. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Alright, we're going to mill them for 13. Yeah, they got him. Alright, can't win that game, so we can concede.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It helps out a lot. Also, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all of our uploads. You can follow us on these platforms here at MTG Tech. And finally, a big shout out to Terry Ledford for his generous Patreon donation. If you would like to become a patron for MTG Tech, please click the link down below. It is not necessary, but it helps us out quite a bit. Thank you for watching the video, and we will see you all again soon.